Hey everyone, today I had a request to show the video I did for this drawing that I had included when I was showcasing my art supplies. And it took me a while, but I found the video. And I'm going to show you and walk you through the process for drawing this. Before I get started, this is the inspiration for my drawing. And you'll notice sometimes my inspired photo looks nothing like the photo that I draw. I just was inspired by these beautiful dresses and the way these ladies were standing. I love the colors, the light and the dark and the shadows. And I was just doing a quick sketch, but this gorgeous painting was my inspiration. I have some company today supervising my artwork. And this guy is the inspiration for all my little poodle drawings. These are the art supplies that I'm using today. I've got my Artex skin tone colored markers. I'm going to be doing a video on these soon, as well as my Artex acrylic marker set, Ohuhu alcohol markers. I've got just regular Sharpie markers. These are just regular Sharpie markers you can find anywhere, and my inspiration photo from this particular book. I did want to mention that I do have a new sign up for my newsletter. I'm including it in the link in the description of the video tutorial. And that's just a sign up if you want to get more information on my classes, my upcoming classes, any downloads that I'm going to be offering in the future, that kind of thing. So that's included in the link. And now I'm going to get started. I am using a Sharpie marker, just a regular Sharpie marker, to map out this drawing. And I just go from whatever starting point I feel like. And in this case, I'm starting with the arm and just sort of shaping it out before I draw the dress. The reference photo I'm using for this drawing is really just for inspiration and to try to get the shapes of the dress correctly, and just give me some ideas for the kinds of dress that I want to draw. I'm not trying to draw exactly what I see. I like to do my scratchy, loose pen marks with the Sharpie marker and then color it in with my alcohol markers. And you can use any alcohol markers you want, whatever you have. You can actually use any markers or colored pencils that you want. I'm just going to darken these lines a little bit because I want to use my alcohol markers to color it in, but I really like to have some dark, bold lines when I'm drawing the dress. And I'm simply going to map out the wreath that she's holding. Just a general circular shape of it because that's where I'm going to color it in green, and I don't want to shade it in by accident when I'm coloring the dress in. So I'm trying to map out what I'm going to do before I actually do it. I'm not drawing their heads right now. I'm really going to just focus on the figures that I'm looking at and try to just get that one part that I really liked. That woman's hands are going to look, this looks bizarre, but again, I'm going to color it in and see what I can do. And she's got this sort of, that one lady has a kind of dress on and it comes down like this and then it goes, and then she's got these beautiful look to her dress. So and I'll get her hands eventually. Eventually you figure it out if you draw it enough, but I'm not really too worried about it. This lady's holding a wreath. I don't know what she'll be holding. Maybe she'll do a wreath too. And, I'm just practicing. And that's what a sketchbook is for. Practice, 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 and then practice some more. That's really what it's all about, because if you're not practicing, you're not going to get better. And if you're not willing to make mistakes, you're not going to get better. So I might do like some kind of, I wonder if they'll be standing and, I think I'm going to leave it. I'm going to color those in and see what I can do. Today I am using Artex markers and I'm going to be doing a video on that. I'm using Artex alcohol markers that I have, and I'll be doing a video on that soon. And I'm just mapping in sort of the arms and trying out some of these colors and seeing what I can do. I don't feel like you have to make everything the same color either. She's going to have gloves on, but I don't think you have to make everything the same color. You could literally just play around with your markers and see what you can come up with. And that's kind of what I'm doing right now. And I always test my markers on, as you could see, I test them on the paper because this is a sketchbook, so I'm not really overly concerned with making a mess. In fact, I like making a mess with my art. And I like playing with all the markers. And that's what I'm doing here. And everybody's like, your skin can be dark and light in some areas, and there's shadows, and it doesn't have to be perfect. You know, I'm not getting the shadows completely perfect, but I'm just playing around and seeing what I can do. All right. So I think this lady is going to have a black dress on, and I'm just going to put that in there. Now I'm probably going to add some markers at the end to make this, you know, add the highlights kind of thing. But her dress kind of goes like, and again, I could easily adjust the look of her arm or the size of her arm with this marker, which is what I'm kind of doing. And I want to leave some spots for the wreath that she's holding. And I don't want it to look fully colored in. I like the messiness. I'm going to leave that a little bit. And yes, her dress has some sort of frills there. She has a bow on. I'm probably going to get the gold out for this. All right, so I like the way that looks. Now this other lady, what color will she be wearing? Maybe she will be wearing like will it be a soft purple maybe? Nah, I'm going to make it a dark purple. And I'll have to add some highlights to this because this is sort of like a layered top there that would have some layers in it. So I might have to add some acrylic markers on there. And then she also has a dress with some ruffles on it. So I'm just going to add like the illusion of ruffles here. I love that. Okay, I feel like that looks good. She has gloves on, and I'm going to work on that. Her hands look weird, but it's all a learning process. And your sketchbook is not supposed to be perfection. Her hand is weird, but again, when I have acrylic markers, I could fix her hand up. So whatever, if that looks like a mitten, I don't know what's happening there, but I'll fix that up. And I think I'm going to add color in the wreath right now. Okay, for the wreath, I'm just doing little flicks because this is just a loose sketch or illustration. And I'm not looking for perfection. I'm just having fun. She is, of course, carrying this wreath. And so is she. So they both have a wreath. I like the yellowy green color. So I like green, but I like yellowy green. And now I'm using my Ohuhu markers. They're alcohol markers as well. And I'm just kind of going over it to add a different color green to the wreath. Okay, I like the way that looks. And I think I'm just going to try to, okay, I like the way that looks. And now I have my Artex markers, my white gel pen, and a gold gel pen. And again, this is a loose sketch. I'm going to add, I think, sorry, my chair is old and squeaking. I'm going to add just some acrylic marker on top, because this is what I like to do. It's just, this is my own way that I create my own art in my sketchbook. And so now I'm just adding little flecks of acrylic marker. I'm not going to add acrylic marker on top of everything. I'm just adding areas of, I don't know, areas of highlight. I don't know what you want to call it, but yeah, I'm not coloring the whole dress in. Okay. And I wanted to have a dark, I don't know if I have the exact color for hers, but you know, she would have like little ruffles on her dress because this is sort of a two-tone kind of dress. I like the way that looks. All right, and then I want to add some red ornaments on this wreath and hers as well. I'm wondering if I should add a bow. Maybe hers will have a bow on it. And then I'm going to cover up my mistake because it has a bow on it. So I can cover up my mistake with her hand. Use it to your advantage. If you know that you have areas of improvement, don't be afraid to keep going and then maybe see if there's a way to cover up your mistake a little bit like I did there. I think it'll be a double bow. And play around, because what does it matter? Because all it is a sketch in your sketchbook. And you're learning different ways to cover up mistakes. And fine-tune your art. And this is just a quick sketch. I'm not really overly concerned. I wonder if I even want any gold in this. Maybe I'll just put some gold here. And maybe on her bow on her dress. I don't want to have too much gold, but I want to have a thing for it. So maybe add it on her dress too. I think that's all I'm going to do for this one. This is the final sketch. That was a lot of fun to do. I love that purple color. Tried to play around with her hand a little bit. Areas of practice and improvement, but it's coming and I'm really enjoying the whole process. I want to thank you guys for following along, and I hope you have a wonderful day and happy sketching.